Hello YouTube, this is Retro Gaming Channel here, and today's tutorial is how to set up Windows NT 4.0 on PC emulator. Now this tutorial will show you how you could set up Windows NT, but as with Windows 95 you will probably need the 3DFX Voodoo 3 2000 graphics, since Windows Voodoo 3 3000 don't support Windows 95. So first of all, to start downloading, you would need to download the PC emulator, which is still the latest version 17, and version 17 ROMs that you can find below the links below your description. And you would need DirectX 8, and then you would need the Intel chipsets, and you need the 3D Mark 99 Max that I've got linked below your description, and I got Windows NT linked down on your description below, so you can download it. Now, first of all, you would want to download version 17, which is still the latest as of 2025. And after that, you would want to download the ROMs, extract the ROMs onto your file, and then you want to copy them, all your ROMs file. Hit copy, set up files, go to Win, go to ROMs file on with PC emulator, and you want to paste it. And there you have it. So now we've copied all the ROMs onto your PC emulator folder. So after this, the next step is to start up. Now you want to open up PC emulator. And after that, you want to click on New, and then you want to type in Windows NT 4.0. Hit OK. And then you want to select the machine. To me, I'm going to select the Intel Pentium 2332, which is 266 MHz. And I'm going to go select the graph device, and I'm going to take 3DFX Voodoo 3 2000. And I'm going to set the speed to fast VLB/PCI. And then you want to tick Voodoo graphics, tick that. And you want to set the texture memory size and frame buffer memory size to 4 megabytes. Hit OK. And then you want to set the device to Sound Blaster AWE32. And after that, you would want to go to your hard drive, set FDD2 to none, and set the FDD1 to 3.5 inch 1.44 mm. And after that, you want to go to your mouse and select Microsoft IntelliMouse PS/2. Click that. And after that, you want to click on New, Dynamic Size VHD, and then I'm going to go 15 gigabytes for this. And after that, type Win NT 4.0 15 gigabyte. I'm going to add space for it. And after that, what I'm going to do is copy it, click on Folder, and then you want to paste Windows NT 4.0 with 15 gigabytes. Save. Click OK. And there you go. Drive created. So remember to partition and format the new drive. Click OK. OK. And then you want to start up the emulator. Now we're just starting up the emulator. Disk boot failure. So go to CD-ROM, load image, Windows NT 4.0, open, hard reset. After that, you want to press Del to enter setup. Go to BIOS feature setup. Then you want to set the boot sequence to CD-ROM, then installing on the hard drive. Back. Plug and play enabled. Yep, it should come with plug and play enabled. Set resources controlled by to auto. And then you want to go to integrated peripherals, which we don't need at the moment. So then after that, you want to save and exit setup. Press Y, enter. And then the setup should start up. and setup is inspecting your computer's hardware configuration, which is going to take a while. Windows NT installation would of course be similar to when you install it on Windows XP on your emulator as well. And setup is just loading the files now, which is going to take a while. And says Windows NT, which is one system processor with 512 megabytes of memory. And there we go. Now we're going to do the Windows NT server setup. So to set up Windows NT now, we're going to press enter. And then you want to read the following mass storage on your computer to specify additional SCSI adapters, CD drives, or special disk controllers for use with Windows NT, including those for which you have the device. So if you do not have any device support disks from mass storage device manager, or you do not want to specify additional mass storage devices for use with Windows NT, we're going to press enter again, and then press C to continue setup. And then we're going to scroll all the way down and read the license and Windows NT licensing agreement. Press F8 for I agree. And then there's no changes, so I'm going to set the keyboard layout to US, United Kingdom, and then when display should be set to auto detect, which is okay. And then we're going to set the keyboard to, I'm going to leave it as Win XT, AT, or enhanced keyboard, no changes. And after that, we're going to press this, and then we're going to install it to unpartitioned space. Press enter to install, format the partition using the FAT file system, press enter. And then after that, we're going to press enter to continue, which I don't want to go back. It says here that setup cannot format this partition on 8057 megabytes at disk 0 at ID 0 on bus 0 at N.T. It says you must return to the previous screen and select or create a smaller partition. So we're going to go back to the previous screen without formatting this partition, so press enter, and there you have it, the new formatted hard drive, which is unformatted. So instead it's going to be 8 gigabytes because Windows NT can't use more than 8 gigabytes. So after that, we're going to press format. In that case, I'm going to delete the partition, and D to delete the partition, press L to delete. And then we're going to try format the partition using the NTFS file system. In that case, I'm going to have to change the partition. So if that's the case that 8 megabytes does not work, I'm going to select 500, which is 5 gigabytes, new file. And then we're going to go to PC emulator. And I'm going to delete this one and find a new. I'm going to call this 5 gigabytes instead. After this, press save. And then click OK. And we'll start the new setup. Okay, so now we're going to try and do it with 5 gigabytes. So we're going to start to set up Windows NT now. Press enter. Continue setup. And then read the licensing agreement again. Press F8 to I agree. And then I'm going to set the keyboard layout to UK as it is. And after that, so there's no changes so far. So we're going to press enter. And then we're going to go install to unpartitioned space. Format the partition. I'm going to have to find out to see which is the best size for it. Unfortunately, 5 gigabytes didn't work, so I'm going to probably try for 2 gigabytes to see if this works. Paste it. Save. Okay. Now let's see if this works that way. With 2 gigabytes. And with 2 gigabytes. Okay, so let's see if 2 gigabytes works. Agree. UK. No changes. Install. Format. And there you have it now! With 2 gigabytes only, the formatting is working! So now, after the setup has finished formatting, you'll be ready to install Windows NT. You also remember the classic 2 big for its boots moment in the Windows NT server setup, that 447 MB partition is just a bit too ambitious for NT's formatting limits, especially if you're trying to use FAT, which NT 4.0 caps at around 4 gigabytes, depending on cluster size. One thing is to move forward, split the partition, use NTFS instead of FAT, pre-format outside of setup, and then you want to install a service pack after setup. Because if you're dead set on using a larger partition for the operating system, installing NT on a smaller one and via later tools with Service Pack 4 and installed can be a workaround, though a bit more involved. So now, we're going to call this Windows NT. Hit enter to continue. Enter. And it's checking the hard drive, see? And setup is just copying all the files for the Windows NT server setup. And after the partition portion of setup has completed successfully, we're going to press enter to restart the computer. And after that, you want to press del to enter setup. Go to the BIOS features, set the boot sequence to C only so it can recognize the hard drive only. Press save and exit setup. And we're rebooting the emulator, Windows NT 4.0 emulator. And now we're going to go Windows NT Server version 4.0 in this. We're going to press spacebar. We're going to go Original Configuration. This is Windows NT version 4.0 Service Pack 1. Which has 512 megabytes of memory. And there we go. And setup is now initializing. And it's just copying files. Now we're on to the Windows NT Setup Wizard, which will guide you for the rest of the setup. To continue, click Next. And it's preparing for installation. And I'm going to call it PCem Tutorial. And I'm going to click Next. Now I need to insert the CD key. Okay, so next thing you want to... Now after you've inserted the licensing key, which I'm not going to tell you, to find the licensing, if you wanted to find the Windows NT serials, you would have to Google search for it online and see if you could find the serial number on it. But I'm not going to explain what the serial number is. So after that, you want to click on Next. You have set the number to 0. So to me, I'm going to set it to 1. Next. And I'm going to give the computer name PC Emulator. And after that, click Next. And you want to go Primary Domain Controller. And I need an administrator account, a password for this. Again, retype the confirm password. Click Next. Do I need an emergency repair disk? Yes, it is recommended that you get an emergency repair disk. After that, tick desktop wallpaper, mouse pointers. Next, then go to multimedia, and then you want to go to details. For me, I don't need to use these for now. I don't need to tick these samplers, so click Next, and then we're going to install Windows NT networking, and setup is preparing to initialize. And after that, because my computer uses a remote modem to remote control, so I'm going to go for that. Click Install Microsoft Internet Information Server. Select from the list, and I'm going to probably select the PCem Everlink adapter. Click Next, 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 click Next. And then you want to click on Continue. Set the number to 0. No. The current network permission is not currently valuable correct and may result. Do you wish to use it? Yes. And it's installing remote access service. There are no compatible, so do you want RAS? So click no for that. Cancel. Continue. No thank you. Nope. You do need to add this, so there are no ones yet available. So don't detect my modem. I will select it from the list, and I'm going to select the standard modem. Go to COM1. Next. I am from United Kingdom, which I'm going to add the dial number. So I'm not going to tell what it is now. I've just made up a number, which I know is not realistic. And there we go now. So then after that, you want to use DHCP. Click that. Click OK. And it's now copying all, and now it's doing the Windows NT setup. And there you go. Find the number is 0. So do you want to change it now? Yeah. So I'm going to say 1, 2. Click apply. OK. And there you go. You want to click all services. Next. Going to call it no. So I'm going to use PC. I'm going to call the computer name PC Network. Click OK. No, I don't want to change it. The computer name. Gonna click next, and then we're going to finish the setup. And setup is configuring, and setup is creating, and setup is configuring your computer for Windows NT. Click OK. No, it does not exist, so we'll cancel that, and I'm going to set it to GMT. And then I'm going to leave it as 256 colors. After that, you want to go maybe that size and see if it works. It says, you have not tried these new settings successfully. Please press the test button, which I need to do. So I'm going to do test to see if it works. I just tried testing it out, but it showed green screen, unfortunately. When you press the test button, setup is just being restarted now. So I'm going to have to do the setup better next time. I'm going to first try the setup again. Oh, PCem tutorial. So there is a big mistake. Now I need to put the CD key in. Well, this time I'm going to probably use per seat. This time I think would be better. Click on per seat PCem. I'm going to call it PC emulator to see if that works. Click next. Primary. I don't want the password this time. Yes, create an emergency. Take games. And then I'm going to go to accessories, details, desktop wallpaper, mouse pointers, click OK, click next, and then I'm going to install Windows NT networking, and setup is preparing to initialize. So we're just going to probably use wire to the network instead, and I'm going to start a search. So adapters was not found, so I'm going to click on this one, PCem, next, next, click install. No, if there is. Do you wish to? No, I wouldn't want to wish to use it this time. I'm going to have to restart the setup all over again because I tried fixing it, but click OK. But it does require at least, I'm going to probably obtain it this time. Click Apply. And then just going to go to All Adapters. I'm going to select this one. And then I'm going to start it again. No. I'm going to leave it Emulator. Finish setup, and now setup is configuring, and setup is creating group, and setup is configuring your computer now. And then you want to click OK. I know I wouldn't want to use the internet this time, so it does not exist. So do you want to create it? Yes. Yes. Click OK. And setup is just installing Internet Information Server 2.0 setup. No, you have not entered an internet domain for this internet, so we'll click on that, click OK, and it's copying files. Close. In that case, no thank you. I don't want to test it now. And now setup is just configuring Windows NT this time, which is taking a while because I tested out the screen, but then I got a green screen which took a while to load, so I had to restart the setup to see if it works again this time. And I do not ever recommend pushing the test button, or else the Windows setup would stop working and then you'd have to restart it all over again. And now setup is configuring and it's saving configuration now. We're almost coming down to the end of the setup anyway. No thank you. Click OK. But you don't have it, so I don't want to use the floppy drive. So after that, you want to restart the computer. And there we are, we're on Windows NT 4.0, which came out in 1996. Press Ctrl Alt to log in, which I'm going to delete to log in. Press OK, because I don't need the password for it. And now we've finally just installed Windows NT. The corrected display is currently not valid, so no. So I do need to first of all install the gonna shut down Windows NT and probably configure and housekeeping files so we can get the Windows Voodoo Free 2000 graphics installed for this to work properly. So we're going to shut down the computer. And now we're going to show you the next thing you want to do is to copy these files. Copy it. And then you want to go to the Windows NT setup file, which is located in Drive, Setup Files, paste it, and there you've got not the 3DFX, just those drivers to be selected, just the 3D Mark 99 Max and the DirectX 8 and Intel chipsets to be pre-installed. After that, you want to go to eject it, and then you can go back to NT. And now for the next step, the next step you'll want to do is to empty the disk drive, and then you want to go to Setup Files, 3DFX. And after that, the next step you'll want to do is to screen turns off sometimes. The next step you now want to do is to install the 3DFX Voodoo Free 2000. I meant. Click yes. FreeDFX is running on Windows NT. And there you go. So now you must restart your computer. Click not yes. Okay, so now we're installing. Now we've just installed the FreeDFX, which is good news. I don't need to show this every time. Next thing you want to do is to go to your hard drive, set up files, Intel chipsets, and then you'll want to install. Click next. Yes. Next. Oh, it says you need to require a supported chipset, so you can't install that, unfortunately. Next thing I want to do is to install the Sound Blaster PCI 128, because I've changed it to the Sound Blaster PCI 128, and I'm going to test it out that way to see if it works. Now, this next tutorial will show you how you can install Windows NT Service Pack 4. Click Install, click Open, and then you want to accept the license agreement, hit Install, and it says you have chosen to install a version of the Service Pack with 40-bit security onto a system with 120-bit. Installation of Service Pack will downgrade your system to 40-bit. To enable, you must install. So we're going to have to continue. We're going to continue on with the Service Pack installation, and it's just backing up the files. And we're keeping the bottom. Looking at the bottom is the overall progress now. You got to be patient while Service Pack Setup inspects your Windows NT configuration, prepares the necessary files, and archives your existing files, and then installs the new files to update Windows NT, which is going to take a while to install. And it's installing the file now, because it's half the way through the overall progress. Okay. Windows NT 4.0 Service Pack 4 installation is complete, so we'll need to restart your computer now. And now we're on build Windows NT version 4.0, which is Service Pack 4 now. Click OK. Now, to resolve known Windows NT 4.0 year 2000 issues, you must install the following versions or greater. One of the programs listed below, we need Internet Explorer 4.01 Service Pack 1 and Microsoft Data Access Components 2.0 Service Pack 1. Yes, I would like to get more about it. This is the notepad. So you do need to Internet Explorer already installed. So now the next step we're going to go to is Control Panel. Go to Multimedia, and then I would want to go to Sounds. Unfortunately, there's no sounds pre-installed, unfortunately, even if I was to use. So probably you'll have to manually install the setup sounds for your. We're gonna go to Windows NT setup. And of course, if you go to multimedia, it's got no sound built in, unfortunately. So apparently you may have to manually install the sound setup by going into multimedia, which there isn't, unfortunately. Unfortunately, the audio devices aren't installable to these OS. So let's look up system hardware profiles. Apparently, you may have to manually install the sound blasters yourself for this sound to work properly. We'll go to let's look up devices. And then we're going to try and look up starting up, where I could find the Sound Blaster, which I can't find, unfortunately. Sound is disabled, you see, for this. And if we look up Sound Blaster T128, it's disabled. So it is hard to get the sound set up, unfortunately. So I will leave you guys. I will probably finish the tutorial right here, and I would check Windows NT Default. If you choose your previous sound, click OK, and I'm going to name it Windows NT. Click OK. Apply. No. Unfortunately, you can't find these sounds working properly. I'm going to go to Services, and then we're going to check to see if there's a Sound Blaster, which there isn't, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's harder to get sounds to work properly with Windows NT. However, I hope you find this Windows NT setup tutorial useful. So if you have any questions, please leave your comments below and like your videos, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I hope this video tutorial is very useful. Goodbye.